Next week on Home and Away in the UK, the search is on to find Remy in time for Kirby's album launch. Has he done something stupid? Kirby's big day finally arrives this week as she relaunches her solo career. But where's Remy with the all-important album? Kirby recently decided to step back into her music, with the financial backing of producer Remy, after it was decided that Lyric would disband for good. She was initially wary when pop sensation Avalon Bracken interrupted one of their recording sessions, by popping in from the adjacent studio to complement their music. During her first crack at a solo career, her manager Forrest had warned Kirby that Avalon was the competition. However, it was Remy who Avalon had eyes on, hoping that he would play as a featured artist on her own album. It meant double the workload for Remy as he struggled to juggle two different albums, and Kirby was furious when she discovered the reason Remy had started showing up late for her own sessions. Kirby eventually gave Remy her blessing to work with Avalon, with Remy promising that he was committed to finishing her album. But as Remy burnt the midnight oil and went 3 days on no sleep, Avalon handed him a helper, a little sachet of white powder. Remy refused to resort to such drastic measures, but this week the pressure began to mount further. Not only had Kirby's manager Justin decided to book a venue for Kirby's album launch for a week's time, but Kirby and Avalon then came to Remy asking to delay the album in order to record a new duet. Remy reluctantly agreed to get everything done, but as he headed out for some fresh air, he found the sachet still in his jacket pocket. Next week, Kirby and Avalon return to the share house to thank Remy for agreeing to the duet, where they find him working away furiously on his laptop in his room. As they enter, he quickly covers the sachet on the table beside him, and it's clear that he's on edge. Once Kirby is out of the way, Avalon confronts Remy. Is he always this stressed? Or is it the little helper she gave him? The cat out of the bag, Remy admits that whilst he feels like garbage, he's miraculously managed to complete a couple more tracks. Meanwhile, Kirby is beginning to feel guilty for piling all this workload on Remy. As she discusses things with Justin, she decides to hold off the collaboration with Avalon for the time being, perhaps using it as a later teaser for Avalon's upcoming album. Justin's happy with the plan, and decides to stick with the original plan of launching Kirby's album in 3 days' time. As Kirby breaks the news to Remy that he no longer has to worry about recording a further song, she's confused when he blows up at her. Can she not just make a decision and stick to it? It's all change again when Kirby goes back to discuss venues with Justin. Despite having her dream venue on hold, Kirby has decided that she would much prefer the more intimate surroundings of Salt, where she can be surrounded by all the people who matter to her. In his room, Remy opens up the sachet again, ready for more help in getting everything completed. Remy has such a small window of time to finish the album, and the only way he thinks he can do that is with stimulants to keep him awake, Adam Rowland explained to Aussie Magazine TV Week. He sees this as a short-term solution and no one needs to know. Later in the week, Justin is busy micromanaging as he makes final preparations with Salt owner Mackenzie, Emily Ware, but he is yet to hear from Remy after he decamped to a local hotel to finish the album off in peace. The following morning, it's the day of the launch, and Brie, Juliet Godwin, is also growing increasingly anxious about Remy after finding his bed hasn't been slept in. Eden tries to reassure her, suggesting his phone's probably just gone flat, but Brie isn't convinced. Remy promised Brie he'd be home last night. She eventually spots Justin and Sunny outside the surf club, busy rolling out the red carpet for the afternoon's launch. Sunny tries to reassure them that Remy wouldn't let Kirby down, but Justin's running out of patience. After filling Mackenzie in on Remy's disappearance, he vents, "Put it this way, how are we meant to have a successful album launch if we don't have a finished album?" Soon enough, the surf club is a hive of activity, and excited fans are lining up along the red carpet as the launch kicks off. Justin and Sunny are suited up, with Avalon, Dana, Theo and Lacey also in attendance. Just as Justin is anticipating Kirby's arrival, he finally manages to get hold of Remy, who has just that second returned to the share house. "What do you want?" Remy impatiently answers, as Justin asks where he's been. Remy points out he's been trying to finish the album, which hasn't been made easier by the constant interruptions. As Justin explains that the launch is starting, he's incredulous as Remy explains he's going to take a shower before heading down. As he desperately asks whether Remy's finished the mix, Remy hangs up. No sooner has Justin gotten off the phone than Kirby arrives with Eden. Fans cheer and cameras flash, as Kirby's proud friends watch on from Salt's balcony. Kirby is taken aback by the amount of people there, with Justin explaining that Avalon gave her a shout-out on her socials, which has also attracted the attention of some big-shot music producers from Melbourne. Kirby's in her element as she walks the red carpet greeting fans and posing for photos, but as she heads upstairs to Salt, she asks where Remy is. Brie quickly tries to cover, assuring a panicked Kirby that Remy is on his way. Justin promises to fix it, and tasks Sunny with heading over to the house. Brie still had no joy in getting hold of Remy herself, and as she expresses her concern to Eden, Dana approaches with the news that Remy is apparently at home. Brie states that Remy better have a good explanation for not answering their calls, and whilst Eden is sure it was just due to stressing about the album, Brie is still convinced there's something more going on. Back at the share house, Sunny lets himself in and calls out for Remy. There's no answer. He makes his way to Remy's room, pushing the door open to find him sprawled out on the bed, completely unresponsive. When Remy doesn't stir, Sunny's concern turns to panic, especially when his eyes land on the empty sachet lying next to him. As Kirby begins the performance of her life, will Sunny be able to bring Remy around?